Pounders. We're back from vacation. We have no more we have no more vacation here, at the Pound. We've expressed it all 12-hour drive. That went as smooth as you think it could with a one-year-old, but we're back, and we're in the grind. You sickos have more than half filled the puppy 2 in that week, and I don't that to even open at the beginning of vacation. You guys are just absolutely sick. But I can't wait to jump into some of these ADP risers, fallers, and some of the guys that haven't risen, that haven't fallen enough. And god damn, there are plenty of those. So jumping right into QBs, and this is not a huge surprise at all. These late round QBs are still a value. And we're seeing like, all right, so the top risers are all QBs that go super effing late, and then T-Law is the next one. Like, this really makes too much sense. So these guys are still continue to be a value. Of course, you're gonna have your risk with Daniel Jones. You're gonna have your risk with Russell Wilson in particular, but Will Levis at 179 still screams, pretty damn good value to me. If this is an offense that can take that jump, like he could end up smashing the season, and he does have some sneaky rushing upside. Drake May, I've seen some fun builds with 2 QBs. I've seen some fun builds with 3 QBs. Like, if you wanna pair him with, like, Josh Allen, super late bye week, maybe you get some of that end of season upside with the rookie QB on an offense that, again, could be underpriced, and you can get that triple stack. So easy. Not that you want a New England triple stack, but you can backstack Drake May so easily. T-Law still compared to where we have him ranked in our ranks, uh, just undervalued still. It's disgusting. Are you sold on any of the Panthers wide receivers? That's it's a good question. I actually don't mind Deontay Johnson where he goes and making the bet that he is the alpha on that team. But Leggett, we are mixing in when it makes sense. Elijah Mitchell for running backs, and this is the last week ADP movers for BBM5 only. Tyrone Tracy, he got some positive news about like potentially being the third down guy. Ah, I think you can still wait on Tracy a little bit. McLaughlin, I like mixing in McLaughlin here at 158. It seems like, man, Javonte should be the biggest faller here. Just with the coach speak of how they say they want to use these running backs, and it seems like they want to be 1A, 1B. And then the third guy is mixing in it like a change of pace, like, hey, get your ass out there and give these guys a break type role. But I want the RB2 in this offense. Now, whether that's gonna be McLaughlin, which in my opinion, probably will end up being, uh, McLaughlin is like he's like the Chiggy from 2 years ago, where you had, like, limited sample size, all the advanced analytics look good on him. It's like, "Alright, now he just needs that bigger role," and, Chiggy obviously got it last year. Wasn't great, but not a lot was great coming from that offense. But, McLaughlin at 158, it makes a lot of sense. I'd rather go McLaughlin than Javonte. Javonte, I'm gonna have very little of this season if he stays at current ADP. Kendrick Miller, this has to be this has to be because of the Kamara trying to work around, his contract and getting paid probably for an extension. He's already one of the top highest paid RBs, but trying to get that extension and, yeah, that while that's going on, Kendrick should be a riser. And we'll see if something does happen with Kamara where he's traded. I just I really don't see it with that contract the way it's set up right now. But Jerome Ford up 3 spots. He's officially past Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb falling to 138 now. And we had this weird spot in the big board where people were afraid to draft Ford over Nick Chubb. And now you're seeing Chubb and Hawkinson, both those guys that seem like they could be ultra risky, finally fall to more more priced in spots, I would say. They could still fall more with negative news. Vidal, I'm not yet mixing in Vidal. I'm curious on you guys. I know shout out to Frank, a pounder, and, shout out to Drew and Nick for keeping the ship afloat while we were gone on vacay, dropping that pounder stream. That was awesome. But, I'm not mixing in Vidal just yet. He could just be a 0. So, maybe on teams that I'm going extreme 0 RB and I need him to hit this nuts outcome where maybe Gus isn't ready for the start of season, like, in that case, I'll mix him in, but right now I do think you can wait a little bit for some sort of news. The Chargers aren't the best at sort of showing up or giving a lot of info to the media, during preseason, so we're not getting a lot of questions answered by beat reporters on the Chargers backfield right now, and that's part of the reason why you're not hearing anything. Um, Obviously not a good thing. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. We just don't have any information about what's going on in this backfield right now. Some quick hellos. Benny, chicken cheesesteak lover. Very specific username. And I could go for one of those right now. Last round spoiler for you. Um, oh God. T Pete, Rhodium, Mac, J5704, Andrew, and then the early risers, TP, Omega, Nick, Fantasy Football Garage, and Tyler here super early. Appreciate you guys. We are going to be doing a 24-hour live stream at 2K subs. We need to get that algo juiced again like we had it before we left for vacation. So go down, slap the like on the video, enjoying the content. Subscribe, drop a comment if you're watching this afterwards. Blake Corum. And I'm seeing a lot of other influencers and drafters saying, like, okay, if I don't get Kyron, I want Blake Corum. To me, that just means you want Blake Corum. Like, that just screams you want Blake Corum to me. But Kyron is falling to a spot where I'm mixing him in more for contests that are filling quicker. So not BBM just yet. When he falls at this price, I will mix him in BBM. But yeah, where we have him ranked, he hasn't touched it just yet. I have a one spot behind ETN, I believe. You guys can double check that. But Braylon Allen up a few spots, Najee up a few spots, and Chuba. This is probably warranted until we get more news on Brooks's health. Zeke finally, people giving in the Ty Chandler click, people realizing that, Aaron Jones probably isn't going to have that 80% of the backfield. So Ty Chandler might be getting a good amount of run this season as just a change of pace guy anyways. And then Aaron Jones, obviously susceptible to injuries. So I have been forcing myself to mix in more Ty Chandler here. James Conner and CEH up one spot as well. At receiver, Jalen McMillan's up 11 spots. We're at 17.5% right now, but only through 38 drafts for BBM5. Joshua Palmer up 5 spots. Ricky Pearsall, Wandale, Rashee Rice. Yeah, this isn't overly surprising that Rice is up here just because of what's the nuts outcome for drafters? What if he only gets, like, 3 games? What if he gets that, like, Kamara suspension from last year, and you're like, "Oh, shit, I was planning on him getting 8 games and then him falling, and then they get a better outcome." It's really tough to, really guess on the suspensions of players, but this is one that I've been mixing in more Rice. I'm actually curious what we're at. We're at 5% for BBM, so I need to mix in more Rice as well. Deontay Johnson up 3.5 spots, Ridley 3, Robinson, D-Hop, Shaheed, Gabe Davis up a few, and DK down there. But yeah, you're seeing Lockett sort of join this area of, where the wide receiver dead zone was, and it's not because there's shit receivers there, it's because there's no receivers there. So Lockett, I do think, can rise into this group, but we're gonna see this landscape change pretty heavily over the next few weeks. Shout out to our boy Stevenson getting paid. Y'all thought I was just a New England slappy. Wrong, wrong. Stevenson getting the bag. And I do find it interesting that people sort of forget about some of his yards after contact numbers from 2 years ago, and obviously, everyone sucked last year. Like, the whole team looked bad. The offensive line was just as bad as the Giants. N there It's tough to pull a lot of good out of last season, but at his price point, uh, I've always said that I like him a little more than Demont just because the potential role that he can have over Demont having Gibbs ahead of him is a lot bigger. It's interesting with 38 drafts, some of these exposures not yet fully reflecting my takes on players, but, that's why you have the exposures up on screen to get those numbers right. Thank you. You know, after vacay, it reset, so let me know if that fixes it. Curious why StreamYard, it doesn't save the settings, which is interesting. So let me know if it's doing that cutout thing, and let me know if this fixes it. There's, like, 3 settings on here for StreamYard that end up changing it. Let me know which one ends up fixing it. Johnny Smith, 4.5 picks. He's gonna rise more. He's one of our favorite late round clicks. Alright. Let me try one more. Still messed. Let me know if it fixes it. Chiggy up 3 picks, and this is largely because the legendary upside fellow sort of boosting him in that Fant range. But all these late tight ends, I think are relatively good to just mix in between Fant, Conklin, Chig, Jelani, as well as Jonnu. Says go back. The second one fixed it. Okay, this should be it. Pat Fry, Bowers, Otton, Likely, Musgrave, and Kyle Pitts, who's still one of my favorite clicks. The Frymuth ADP is getting a little richer every week. So shout out to the people that were slapping him at, like, the mid 140s, get almost a full round. Fant at 184 still has a little ways to go in my opinion. But yeah, I like all 5 of these guys, late for tight ends right now. Alright, let me know if that okay. The second one fixed it. Love that. So weird, StreamYard. I don't know why it doesn't save the settings, but I'll just have to make a mental note to go in and check before stream starts. Alright, now for the biggest fallers. Start with Kyubi. Joe Burrow down 3 spots. Yes, please. Like, just keep falling. I'm completely good with that. I will co And what's good about this is sort of knowing that the market is going this way, sort of holding off a little bit on Joe Burrow. You're getting him in the 90s. You're getting him in the 90s. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. JJ McCarthy, Caleb Williams down a few picks, nothing too crazy. This is big. So, like, the earlier the ADP, the more it has an impact on the draft room. CJ Stroud down 2 picks. Uh, Very common faller, and rightfully so in my opinion, especially when you have these elite QBs falling, Stroud should be falling. But Joe Burrow is falling faster than CJ Stroud, and these are guys that should not be going, in my opinion, more than 2 full rounds apart from each other. Sure, if you wanna bake in injury risk with Joe Burrow, like, that's, in my opinion, sorta lame when you're still drafting Chase in the first round at pick, what, 4? I don't know. It seems a little sketch to me. I still love Lamar's ADP, Jordan Love down a pick, which that sorta makes sense to me. There's just so many well-priced QBs, right? When you go to this range here, um, it sorta ends at, in my opinion, it ends at Herbert, right? So if, like, you can get a QB by Herbert, you're probably feeling pretty good. Versus the next tier of now Cousins could be in that next tier. If he stays healthy, this is it's a team that is looking like they have a chance to make the playoffs. That's gonna be big. because spending a high pick first, uh, last year on QB, Michael Penix, could you see him mixed in at the end of the season? Right. If they're not in playoff contention, if Kirk's maybe not playing well, there is a little bit of risk, with this next tier of QBs. But having one by Herbert, I've been trying to make that's like a 98% of the time I'm doing that. Berg in the house, meet, what's up? Guessing Burrow settles between Dak and Love. It's it's just interesting, right? Because of where you're drafting the pass catchers in Cincy, you get the news that T. Higgs signs the tag, like, these are good things. These are good things for Burrow. So, him falling has more of a positional in my opinion, as more of a positional, factor of where Chase goes in these drafts. Maybe the T. Higgins drafters not mixing in Burrow as much. But yeah, he's falling back to that spot. I wanna say it's like 92, 93. Let me pull up a draft here and let's have a peek. Burrow's falling in this range of like 90, 93 is where like the Chase anywhere from 93, 94, 95. You're seeing him fall back around to this range here, and that's good. And you wanna what? That's I'm glad I've sort of saved some of my Burrow stacks for being able to get some of that later value. Because right here, if Burrow doesn't get scooped by the T. Higgs drafter, by 87, it's basically it's basically yours. So, you're seeing that more in the draft room right now. Biggest fallers for RBs, yeah, Nick Chubb, Rashawn Johnson. Ugh. All right, this one, Rashawn Johnson, interesting. We all think, or at least not everyone, but the community as a whole wants, Khalil Herbert to be traded. Everyone thinks, if someone's gonna be traded, it's gonna be Khalil Herbert. It's not gonna be Rashawn Johnson. It's not gonna be the the year 2 guy. Do we want the guy that's gonna be traded? Like, are we sure Khalil Herbert's the RB2? Some of that is identical in height and weight to DeAndre Swift, so sure, maybe he's that guy that would take over, and I don't even know what percent it would be. I don't think if Swift gets hurt, Khalil Herbert is 75% of the workload. I don't think that's the case at all. I think it's like 55-45. I'm not even convinced that Khalil Herbert holds on to the 55. Um, Rashawn Johnson, ideal size for the red zone, coming in 6 feet, 215 plus, whereas you have Khalil Herbert who's like 5'9", and he's just a much smaller back. Rashawn Johnson also, can mix in the passing game as well, which, if that starts to spell Swift, you could have some issues there, but Swift is someone that I've been holding off, on drafting. He gets paid, but he wasn't good in Philly. Like, he wasn't good in Philly, so I'm making a big bet on Rashawn Johnson. He's one of my highest owned players right now, and we're gonna be doing a portfolio review. I believe that's gonna come out tomorrow. Bestball Mania portfolio review where we go over, uh, the whole portfolio. Here's all 150 teams post NFL draft, and, you know, I'm feeling pretty good about some of these clicks. Donta Foreman down 4 spots, Antonio Gibson, I'm I'm happy with that, and is this because of the Stevenson gets the contract news? Probably some of that's baked into it, but I don't think that makes Gibson, a faller necessarily in my mind. I didn't have him as someone that has the chance to outplay Stevenson, especially with the fumbling issues in the red zone. He only has to do that once for him to not get that opportunity again. And yeah, sure, Bill's not there, but, still, that'll impact him. Josh Jacobs fallen into more reasonable spots here, which is just so funny. It's like where Aaron Jones, he started near 60 for the big board when he was still on Minnesota. So Green Bay, excuse me. Dameon Pierce down 3 spots, Kamara down a few picks. Uh, Khalil Herbert's been falling, and I've actually gotten Khalil Herbert after he's gone in the Rashawn Johnson area a few times in the last couple days. Aaron Jones down a couple picks. Benson, finally, like, Benson is in a lot of drafts recently going behind B-Rob, going behind Singletary, and then I'm like, "Okay, that's when I can click Benson." I can't in the right mind click Benson ahead of Singletary and B-Rob, 2 players that look like they're gonna be the starting 1st and 2nd down RBs on their respective teams. So I'm glad he is falling into a range where I can click him because I want some Benson. I know there's injury risk for James Conner, and Benson is an explosive player, so I do want some more Benson. Kyren, he's still falling, like, 2 picks. This is a lot for someone whose ADP is 30. 2 picks is a big fall for a week. So, I'm still sort of waiting on Kyron's end price. I'm only 40 drafts in. I think I've mixed it a little bit in, when he does fall, but largely waiting for Kyron's, end price still. Bucky, Javonte, Dowdle, nothing huge here. Rashad White, expected. ETN, I don't mind ETN in hero RB builds, really don't. Even or ETN even in, like, double anchor RB builds, it to me, if you're one of those guys that don't believe in Tank Bigsby, well, shit. Like, he that's it. That's all who's there. They wanna mix in more Tank Bigsby. Is he going to perform? If he doesn't, then you're gonna see more ETN. So, it doesn't matter what the coach wants to do. If Tank doesn't perform, you're gonna see ETN eat. Gone down a few picks. I still think he's a good click late. Mims, I'm not on the Mims click right now, really. Maybe in some weekly winners, but I still don't love it. Troy Franklin, Mike Williams, Bateman, Coleman, Tolbert, Zay Jones, Jermaine Burton down a few clicks. Not sure if that is with, man, but what is that? With a lot of rookies up here, is that because of new drafters coming back and sorta ignoring some of these rookie receivers? Curious what you guys think some of these fallers on the rookie receivers mean, especially Burton. Like, Burton, in my opinion, should be rising at all times. John Dotson, TJ, and maybe were people baking in T. Higgs leaving and, like, that hurts Jermaine Burton at pick 150? That was just bonus. That was just bonus ADP. Like, shit, he would've went up to where? 80, 90 if T. Higgs left, but, I don't think just because T. Higgs signs the tag that he should really be falling at the range he goes in. Worthy down a pick, Ayuk down a pick, which that's I mean, that matters when you're going to 18. Diggs, Khalif, yeah, nothing too crazy there, but the Ayuk one's definitely something to watch. The ETR effect. Yeah, uh, yeah, it's interesting. Juwan Johnson down 29 spots. The market moves fast, finally. Ben Sinnott going behind Hunter Henry, obviously. Sam Laporta down 2.7 picks. He's someone you can still wait on, but when he fought, like, we had a chance to get him at 44 today. He went at 43. I guess we didn't have that chance, but almost, almost. So he's still falling. If you wanna wait on Sam Laporta exposures, it's probably a good idea. TJ Hawk, Schultz, Ingram, and I like Ingram, I like Kincaid, I like where they go in comparison, especially to where Laporta goes. Kelsey. But you're seeing actually a fall across the board basically on these early tight ends minus Andrews. Where's Andrews though? Andrews rising. Where's the Andrew slappies? Yeah, he's up half a pick. Okay. It's it is nice to see the market and where it's trending, especially on some of these ranges of players. Um, but I'm curious on you guys if you think that the elite tight ends should all be falling. And then Andrews not being part of that group is, at least in my opinion, a little interesting. I have Kincaid over Andrews this year. I also like the chances that Pitts just finishes as a top 2 tight end as well, but that'll probably revolve around Kirk Cousins staying healthy. Oh god. Oh god, I haven't seen it yet. Someone send this to me in the Discord. Please, I need to know what's happening here. But we snuck into a draft. Shout out to the Patreon members as well as the YouTube memberships, Maxers. We appreciate you. Nick in the 3 spot, joining us for a BBM. Nick, what number is this for you? Shout out to DMO at 5, Logan at 7. So we have a few pounders in here. We have a few badgeless playing hopscotch here, almost every other. Oh my. Oh my. We're in the back here in no man's land. No one can find a badge. This is gonna be interesting, boys. This this is exactly how we wanted the first draft to go. If we hit 35 likes on this video, we are going to do a second draft, which means a second beer, and we're up start the we'll start the third draft. Uh, disbanded brotherhood. When the casuals start drafting, Kelsey's stock is going to rocket up. I don't disagree with that. I think that's actually a pretty sharp take. Not I'm not gonna be really too heavily on the Kelsey train, though. Like, let's see, right? Like, if Rice gets 3 or 4 games, appeals down to 3, I think that hurts Kelsey. Is the mic still cutting in and out? CMC, Lamb, next Jamar Chase at 3, BBM number 63 for DMO. This is number 39 for us right now. No, we don't draft on drafters. I do think at the start of the draft season, especially with how early Underdog starts, like, you probably do have an edge on the early ADPs on drafters. I don't like I'm not a fan of DK either. I'm really just spending all my time really focused on Underdog. But what's cool is the draft tool is going to be available on DK as well. So we're working that right now. If you guys want this overlay, link is in the description, links at the top in the comments. Code Pounders for 33% off. Alright, and we're gonna be showing you the secondary tool here that's going to be released pretty soon. I would like AJ Brown here. I don't know who he would click. Be a Puka stan. I don't care. Be a Puka stan. He's not. Dude, we have 24%. We have 24% Drake London. I know I'm drafting a lot at, like, 7 and 8 just based on those exposures, but, like alright, we'll auto Puka. We had to auto Puka. It's tough. It's tough. Puka's fine. Puka's fine. Alright, let me have a quick glance here at the Puka combinations. Alright, we have him 46% with Drake London. We can't click Drake London. We cannot click Drake London here. I wanna click Drake London so bad. Um, shoot, it's Arizona. Marvin Harrison would have been ideal. Let's go JT here. Let's bring in JT. We have to mix it up. I can't continue on this train of Puka, Drake London at 46% of those teams. Nico Collins off at 15. Drake London goes at 16. What's interesting, going through my exposures, Bijan, Drake London, which I love that start. Um, I was at like 24%. Like, shit, that's high with my Bijan shares. So being able to go through and find some of those little kinks in your portfolio that you wanna maybe work out just a little bit to flatten them could be the difference. Indy's in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah, it's variance. It'll come back around. It'll come back around. It usually does, at least. Anyone doing anything we got a little Nico drag up, which I don't mind. I don't really mind. I just prefer I still rather just tank Dell at 35. To each their own. I know there are smart people on the Nico click. I just think with the addition of Diggs, just give me the cheapest guy there. Saquon Barkley at 21. Nick brings in Devontae Adams at 22 to go with Chase. Nick says, haven't got the 103 since my 18th draft. BBM number 106. Logan, BBM number 15 starts with a Bijan Debo start, which I wanna say for me is very high owned as well when I was looking through. Debo. Oh my, already cut off on 1 beer. Wild. Debo with Beige. Okay, nothing crazy. 5 teams. CMC with DK and DJ Moore. That's just to me, that just seems so strong. Being able to mix in 2 of those 3. Like, you can add in Evans. I mean, you can even add in Devonta Smith in that group with the CMC start just seems super ideal. But let's see, we're actually on the cusp of hitting 1,600 subscribers tonight. We are 4 subba-dubbas away. That'd be great if we could hit that live. Got the margarita? Are we doing it? Save some BBMs for August. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna be. Oh my. It's gonna be heavy draft season for us because we have 150 drafts post NFL draft. That's that's not that many. But I mean, also been grinding the website with my partner Josh, who's been developing this. He's also a best ball sharp. He's a sharp in NBA streets. He also does some NFL as well. So he's on both sides of the coin. Achane at 29 with Waddle and Amon-Ra. Very fun. I don't know if it's super different from the early drafters because you could get, Achane at 20 and you could get Waddle at 29. I still like it. Some of these RBs go off. This is a spot. Like, give us Tank Dell here. If not, we'll mix in Flowers. If not, we'll mix in Flowers. Would have been kinda cool to get both Flowers and Dell, but this guy said, "Fuck you." Alright, let's bring in Tank Dell here at 35, and let's see what this guy does. Not overly opposed to going Josh Allen here, but sorta looking at he took me off my T. Higgins click. Alright, it's probably a good thing. 29% T. Higgins. I know Adam hates it. Adam hates it. Do we just mix in George Pickens here? And in a way, are we leveraging those teams that are just going, uh, Flowers with Pickens here with that little quick week 16 double? Up in 20 picks, pick 59. It'd be ideal if Mahomes fell back to us. Obviously, can't depend on that, but, that'd be ideal for this, and then finding a way to bring in Rice with that week 16 with Dell, week 17 with Pickens would be sick. Yeah, I'm at 3% Pickens myself, so trying to find ways to mix him in here, and when T. Higgs is off, this seems like a good spot for me in my portfolio. Although, like, going drafting George Pickens, and I start with the RB here with JT, with Puka. I wanna get my 3 receivers here where we're not picking for 20 picks. I know there's a few pounders in this room. What's coming back to me at receiver is gonna suck. It's it's gonna suck, I already know. So, but drafting George Pickens over, like, Josh Allen, over Jalen Hurts, like, that hurts. Like, no pun intended, that it feels bad. Like, Christian Kirk going before Lamar Jackson. It's just a product of the environment of, Piss Boy summer starting extra early this year. Logan, wow. Just going with the Debo through 4 rounds. This will be an interesting one to keep up with. Or wide receiver start for the Skin Wizard. The s the Skin Wizard. What a freaking username. Small potential that, serial killer, but it's alright. Bryce will be much better this year. Bryce can be great in a flag football league with no lineman or contact. Yeah, and they have to be under the size of 6 feet. Here we go, Jalen Hurts off the board, Lamar off the board. I'm gonna have s I'm gonna have so much of these elite QBs. It's just if they're trending downward, can you just wait to get them? I'll still be mixing them in as they fall, like, Josh Allen at 40, there were signs of this happening, of these guys going all in the 4th round. So, waiting on them was probably the smart choice. Yeah, 100%. The JT pick forces my hand with the Pickens click. So, forces me to get different. This is my first share of JT in BBM. When you have 46% Puka in London, like, we gotta click off. We gotta click off, and it's tough for me to bring Nico down there, in my opinion. It's tough for me to bring Nico there. Yeah, no, I agree with this. He is a good fit for Russ, and Russ has a decent deep ball. JT plus Pittman would be fun. I would say it'd be fun if, Joe Flacco was QB. That's a hot take. I do think it would have a better chance of getting there with Flacco, but with A-Rich, I don't like that as much. Shock. Shout out to Shock here. I've been saying to push QBs from the contest opening. Dude's been doing it. He's been doing it. Lamar Kincaid, Mahomes, Trey McBride, mixing up some of these elite QBs and elite tight ends. DMO adds in Hollywood Brown with Amari Cooper, Achane, Waddle, and Monra. Fun start. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna have a ton of Kelsey this year. Will, just got Kyron at the 4-6 right now. I think we have him ranked at 41. No, I haven't done any sprint drafts, but I do plan on doing them. Yeah, I really do. I think it's a contest that you can sort of wait to draft right now. Hmm. He goes Stroud, which we're cool with. This is such like a shit range though. Do we just go a falling Jacobs here? We're just gonna put ourselves in a shit spot. Like it's probably A-Rich. It's probably A-Rich. It's in my opinion, not the best correlation with JT, but maybe you get some random dump off. I'm trying to slow my worthy exposure here. I have yet to click O'Dunes. Yeah, in this range, it seems like A-Rich. The only reason I have slight hesitation is because of JT, but is this guy an auto? No, that's before ADP. I don't also mind going Jacobs there first, but let's get A-Rich in this spot at 8%. I wanna have over 8% A-Rich. Curious what I ended up with now in pre-NFL. Let's go to pre-NFL draft exposures. Yeah, 9.5%. Let's just go get this week 16 stack in the dome against Indy with D-Hop. Let's bring it up here. Let's just drag it up. Interesting spot to do it. Who does and they have the Jags week 17. Hmm. So maybe if we get Ingram, maybe Levis becomes a target as well, and just stopping with Levis and A-Rich is a fun combo. James Cook off the board at 64. How ugly is this range, though? This range is and this is why I have, like, 18% mixing. I fucking hate this range. You still have White who's falling, like, White's gonna go behind Mixon and, like, maybe by tomorrow. OTR have a little mini here with, James Cook has the bring back week 17 against Garrett Wilson. He has to start pissing, though. Yeah, Nick, CMC, Jewish McCaffrey wants to know how many sprints have you done so far? Billy says, "D-Hop, my most drafted player, hot spicy, hot spicy." D-Hop was at 80 at contest open. No, I'm not too worried about an 18 pick rise on a player on a contest that is, only 28% full. Having more information does go a long way in with the rest of your draft, and we're gonna get so much more information in June, in July. Sure, D-Hop could be a bit bad pick here, 62, if he then ends up falling to 86 or 107, whatever it may be. But D-Hop right now has been a steady climber, so I don't think it's egregious. Jackson smashed the like, yeah, head of my PR team, thank you. What's your case against Odunze? My god. Case is. Case is. Rookie QB, 2 alphas in the offense, a tight end that is known for, hitting in the red zone as well, like, 3 fucking running backs on the team. I don't know. It's just I'm going to mix in Odunze, I just wanna see where his final price lies. It's not like he's rising. I'm old enough to remember Rashad White at the 2-3 turn. Oh god, it's ugly. Billy, I'll take the under here. I know it's a close one. It's close, but it says, Titans gonna throw the ball a billion times. Yeah, I'm not too confident in the under, but we'll take it. We'll take it, $100. Finish 10 sprints in 15 sprints, slows currently 1 fast. Nice, nice. I like the sprint. I do wanna dive into that contest, but it's 4% full. So that's I do think you have time to wait to draft that one and maybe have more live players. It seems like a lot of people are waiting to draft that one, so, like, getting some of those early ADP risers maybe, McCaffrey, seems like he's been in every lobby so far. Yeah, the he says the ADPs are actually pretty sick because there's so few drafts completed, and shout out to Hope, Numi, the whole Underdog team that, separated some of these contests in their ADPs. Love to see that for this season. Stevenson goes at 79, Demont right before him. K-Walk at 75 to Nick? Dude's boned up right now. Dude's boned up right now. Evan Ingram off at 80. Give us BTJ. Oh, one pick away. Have it be the dream. The dream. Sir, kindly take anyone else. We got fucked. Brian Brian Thomas here would have felt really, really fucking good. This is where you just close your eyes and you let the clock go down on Aaron Jones, and you think about all the sins. We're just we're just doing this. We're just doing this. Stopping at 5 RBs here with this group. I don't feel like dragging Sutton into this range, Curtis Samuel. Lockett, I have 29% of, like, I gotta chill a little bit on that. Um, Dobbs could potentially fall to us. Could be a little weak 17 against Aaron Jones, so we'll see if Dobbs comes back to us, but he's an option for this team. Jaylen Warren off the board at 87. It just like, what are we gonna do there? Like, you have to yeah, I'm Najee over Warren, 100%. I don't actually understand why they go so close, but Bowers. Nick likes to bring up Bowers. I've sort of waited on the Bowers click a little bit. I'm at 5%, so just under field. That's like what? Probably like 1 draft away, 1, 2 drafts away from being 8%. So I'm right there on Bowers. The Trey Benson, you can see them. I'm waiting until this group of RBs is off, and you'll see it in some rooms that Benson will go off the board after Singletary and B-Rob are both off. That's what we're waiting for. In Singletary, this 32% over B-Rob, I've noticed has more to do with the bye week more than anything. Like, his bye week being 11 just fitting my teams a lot better than some of the other, RBs that have 14. Obviously, like, I'm not high on I have 0 JT, but some of the other RBs I'm clicking early with bye week 14. Samir White off at 92. Tyler Lockett gets dragged up to 90. James Conner off at 93. Eric says, "Don't get the Bowers love." It's gonna be interesting there, to say the least, what sort of packages they're gonna be running. Are you gonna see a lot of 2 tight ends with Mayer? Is is Mayer gonna be, like, phased out? He's just gonna be, like, a blocking tight end? Like, it's gonna be interesting what they end up doing with Mayer. I know it doesn't answer the question about Bowers, but with Myers there too, I think it does hurt Myers. Bowers has a lower threshold he has to hit in order to pay off as a tight end, but I like Bowers. I personally, I think I have Njoku ranked slightly over him, but they're close. Swift off at 96 going after this group of RBs is interesting. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, yeah. Billy. Billy goes, "I'm in on Bowers. I do wonder what training camp news will bring for him. Could see Mayer running with the ones, but also could see Bowers can't stop. 100%. 100%. Are they just gonna, like, not use the tight end that they drafted early from the year previous? That's why I don't think I don't see them not using Bowers in, like, 80%. I would expect 80% plus snap count, like, locked in. Locked in. Alright. Let's alright, so Love there was gonna be interesting if we were able to mix in Love with Dobbs, not an option. He goes Dobbs anyways. Hmm. Not for me. Not for me, not yet. However, you'll hear one if Palmer gets sniped. Yeah, I like Palmer here, but shit, like Curtis Samuel at 107. Do we just mix in Curtis Samuel here? Hours movement. Uh, let's mix in Curtis Samuel here at 107. This seems like a really good spot. And I have no bye week 12 now, which is, like, even tougher. Palmer off the board. This dude's got Kyler for the Benson. I mean, he's a fucking bring back. Do we stop at 4 RBs if we do this? Or do we just go like, we can probably just get Josh Downs on the way back around in 20 picks. So, in my opinion, it's easier to draft receivers in that range that is running backs. If it's not Singletary here, for me, it's probably Goddard. I think we can stop at 4 RBs here. We'll see what the end of the draft brings. We'll draft if we're gonna bring in a 5th running back, we'll probably be round 16 plus. Felix, what's up, man? Great video on the Father's Day video. You did an awesome job with that, dude. CLN in the house. What's up, brother? We're gonna be doing a second draft after this. So if you guys haven't already, go down, slap the like on the live stream, hit subscribe, help us get to our 2K goal for a 24-hour live stream. We're 4 subs away from 1,600 right now. Shh. Gotta hush the baby here. Hush the baby. Up in 16, so yeah, we're basically hoping that we could just correlate late with downs here. We don't have tight end. Obviously, Jelani Woods is gonna be a target for us. And then looking at a second QB, we have Staffy, which is obvious. We have also Will Levis, which I'm comfortable just going Levis, A Rich. I think that combo's, it could be pretty deadly if both hit this season. Look at this, really mixing in the unders on this stream. Mixing in the unders, which D-Hop is an interesting one. That's why it's so important to have the exposures on the screen while you're drafting and then setting it to certain contests because let me peek what my D-Hop is post NFL draft, just with everything, all contests, because there's no way I'm underweight. SOB, SOB, just barely. Wicks off the board at 120, Eckler off at 119. Eeh. Nick brings up Myers, 118. This K-Walk at 75 is nuts. Corum at 123. Yeah, so catching up with those RBs, basically in the 0 RB range, like right before it, and still bringing in Myers here. Yeah, Nick's got a fun start in this one. I like Nick's one. AD goes at 121. T-Law, Purdy, Tua, Goff. I like the Purdy T-Law a little better, but obviously it's gonna depend on what stacks you have. Alon Jalen Waddle really bringing in the nice stacks there. DMO. Also getting Njoku. 2 picks away, and we've seen it happen a few times today. We've been sniped actually quite a bit, but don't be surprised. Don't I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Okay, it's A-Rich, so who cares? This seems like a spot for Schultz. This seems like a spot for Schultz. Does he double tap tight end? Like, I don't think so, but, I don't like Schultz here, the double stack in Houston. Let's go Gabe Davis. We bring in this week 17 stack if we do go Levis. Sniper, sniper, sniper. If he goes Pat Fry, we'll bring in the Houston double stack without Stroud, but only if it's meant to be. Only if it's meant to be. I just double tap tight end, which I would actually don't mind. I think it's pretty strong clicks. Okay. I think we luck out by getting Pat Fry here at 134. All right, so we have a double in Pittsburgh now as well. So it's looking we have a triple. We have the Naj. We have the Naj. This is gonna be probably our main target will be Levis because we have the week 17 bring back with Gabe, but we do have a fallback plan. We have a fallback plan. It's nice to have fallback plans. Will Pittsburgh will Pittsburgh triple? Oh, 100%. 100%. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. We'll probably get sniped on him too. It's alright though. I like getting at least 1 tight end by Pat Fry. That's something I wanna do in, like, 98% of drafts, maybe even 100%. If I could control it, I would say 100%, pretty confidently. Jermaine Burton off the board at 138, Ricky Pearsall at 140, Ty Chandler at 139. Before Sharps is interesting. Not out of the question, but interesting. For me, I just think Charbonnet is a better talent, but definitely balancing here. In the back here, it's been skin and bones. What's coming back to us is just gross. So we're trying to dance around here, trying to stay afloat. Nick brings in Lloyd over Charbonnet? Oh my. Oh, Dowdle? What is happening? What happened to Zach? What happened to Zach while I was gone? Nick 155. Oh, this guy's just trolling, going Dowdle ahead of him. Suppressing Zach Charbonnet's ADP by 1 more click. I think we're at 17%. Yeah, we're at 18%. He's one of my favorite clicks since the opening of BBM, just as an 18th round guy. Just an 18th round dude. I think he's my highest round 18 receiver. Yeah. Jalen Hyatt's up there at 11%. Slayton at 3. Baker's at 13, but yeah, it's McMillan for me. It's McMillan for me. His price is rising. I'm not like, who cares? The price is still, what, a 17th round, basically. Oh, can you though? Can you? One time? Yeah, that's true. That's fair. That's fair. McMillan's a slot player, which Godwin spot now. Then Trey Palmer on the outside be the click then. Well, McMillan isn't just a slot guy, like, they like moving him around. He can play multiple positions, so yeah. Jalen plays all over. Ooh, Bry H with the "Yes, you can." And Nick with the "I'd prefer not." Trolls. Trolls. Is this guy what are we doing here? What are we doing? Tell me this is Kirk Cousins. Tell me this is a Kirk Cousins clip. Oh, it was. Oh, it was. Is this guy every pick after ADP, every pick after ADP. Not this one, though. Not this one, though. This dude's falling asleep at the wheel. This dude's falling asleep at the wheel. Alright. This is where ooh, Gibson 154. Interest. You gotta think if this guy was there, he went different click. Do we bring week 17 mini here with Musgrave? We're gonna need 3 tight ends anyways. This guy's not going Roman Wilson. Like, there's no way. Oh, yeah. You give me 2 beers. The Boston comes out. Yeah. No, please, no one do this. No one do this. We don't need anyone watching Jalen McMillan highlight videos. Right. Than we already have. It's not even us. That's the best part is I can confidently go in here, tell you guys to draft my some of my favorite plays. It doesn't really affect it doesn't really affect much, which is it's awesome. The benefit of being small. Are we going to get Levis at 179? That's the question for this. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Yes, we will. Woo! We can't. It's just too much Pittsburgh. It's too much Pittsburgh. It's too much Pittsburgh. We have a week 16 against Puka here like this. Let's bring in Corley, someone I'm trying to mix in more of. I like the Ray Davis click in this range too, but I think we have to get another receiver here. Let's go Corley. 3 bye week 12s in a row, which is fine when our first 4 receivers don't have bye week 12, and we're gonna be bringing in another receiver on this team. 2583 is what it's looking like. 2583. Berg says love Corley there. Roman Wilson non-existent mini camp. Yeah. So we'll probably see Roman fall, but we'll see as the season gets closer. There's still so much opportunity in Pittsburgh that, like, the competition there is pretty damn light. Calvin Austin, Van Jefferson, Wes Watkins, Scotty Miller, Marquez Callaway. Uh, I like to bet on the rookie there still, but we can afford to slow down. Be smart and don't draft Steelers wide receivers. That's fair. That's the most fair point of all. Pickens because of price. Pat Fry, I would love this to be at 20%, but 13 and rising is fine as well. This is gonna be this is gonna be the make or break here. There's so many QBs ahead of Levis too that if we get sniped, it's gonna be pain. But what we could do, I mean, if Rodgers is still there and he falls all the time. We could bring in a little Rogers Conklin for that double with Corley, which that's exciting. And we have the Buffalo week 17 with Curtis Samuel, the week 16 as well against Puka. Ooh, 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 possibility. Yeah, Berg says Roman's still a solid click, but I think he falls. It's just gonna depend on how they develop him. It's not like, "Oh, this guy sucks, like, we're not gonna work with him." It's like they have fucking no one. So, I like to make the bet on the rookie there in that case, and at that price, it's not gonna really hurt you. Tyler Boyd at 172, the fuck? What am I looking at? What am I yeah, Deshaun Watson 173 is beaut. A lot of capital at QB, but Deshaun Watson falling almost a full round's nice. Puka's on the team, team's dead. Bright H always spreading positive vibes in these streets. One of these guys is on auto. I think it's this team. Come back. Come back to life. Okay. We're getting one of Levis or Rogers. Curious if we give Rogers the boost here because of fuck me, because of ADP value and because we have the week 16 matchup and week 17 against Buffalo. I mean, we still have 2 outs at tight end too. Let's go let's go Rogers here. I need more likely, but here I just feel like going double stack. I feel like with Raji's, this seems like the right thing to do. I haven't looked into the legendary upsides AI caddy. Um, I think the price isn't the price like super, super, super high? I'll have to take a peek at it after later tonight after stream. Connor says using the sidekick now makes multi-tabling a lot easier. You know, I wake up and I used to be like a big phone drafter, and I still am, and I think you can with smaller contests, especially that, you don't wanna be as involved. It takes a little more effort getting on the PC or the laptop to load up one of these, but as more people are using overlays, you the people that are not are sort of uh, it's not like you're becoming dinosaurs, but in a way, it's like some people are grabbing edges that you're not. So, yeah, it is what it is. But I do like waking up, jumping onto the laptop, and, I'll have, 12 picks on slows, and just being able to be like, "Okay, I can see the correlation week 16, 17 without even trying." It just makes my picks go by so much faster, which is nice. It makes slow draft hell really not hell. Braylon Allen at 191 seems like a good scoop. Levis goes to the 4 spot here at Tennessee. We're gonna have some really fun tools that we have not released yet that I've been using since last year. Shout out to Josh. He's been creating a shit ton for us. It's literally it's all A plus material. New shit. The new shit's the good shit. Jalen Tolbert at 193. Does he have Dak? No, just a Tolbert guy. Interest. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no Dallas correlation there. How do we wanna end this draft? Receiver, running back is my thought. There's no fucking way Rashawn Johnson's making it back to us. People don't like us that much. Any tools remove my Waller shares? Rip. Rip, 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 rip. 0, baby. Big fat 0 and 2% in the big board, which feels like a win. Feels like a win. I like the options here. Come on. Oh, Logan, no. Okay, he goes Perry. One time. One time. One time. Vibes in the calculate. Dude, you gotta bring the vibes. You gotta bring the vibes. Come on, boy. Oh, he goes Dameon Pierce over him. Oh, he goes Walker. He's next in ADP too. Never feels great. You need a tight end, sir. Yes. Feels good. That feels good. We get Rashawn at 203 to end this RB room. Fucking stellar. Doesn't even need a fifth, but that's stellar. I think we're just gonna bring in Hyatt. Don't need a third QB. Also, don't have correlation with any of them. I mean, I guess Russ. Let's go Hyatt here. It's Hyatt or Slayton. Slayton off the board? Slayton's off the board. Greg Dortch getting a little bit of steam. I don't know if anyone saw that. Getting a little positive news that they're gonna use him more. Overlay is $20 a month using code POUNDERS, all caps. I like that. All right, we're firing up another one. We're gonna cover these teams real quick, and then we're jumping into another draft. I like how this one turned out at the end, getting this little double stack here with Rodgers, with Corley, and with Conklin on the back, getting the little week 16 correlation with Puka, week 17 with Curtis Samuel, just getting there in a different ways. Interesting. We still correlate D-Hop in this week 16 dome game with A-Rich. We get sniped on Josh Downs by, I think, 1 or 2 picks, but, naked A-Rich, well, with JT, I guess we have a little QB RB correlation there. Yeah, that's that seems accurate. Dortch is a slot guy, should see more time, but isn't McBride just gonna eat that up? So I kinda have a hard time. Unless I need someone, I have maybe 4 or 5 I have 4 rookie receivers, 3 rookie receivers even, and, maybe you have, like, Mims, uh, whatever, JMO, and you need someone to provide you a little bit of floor at the end here. I think Dortch is fine in that case, but I'd probably just rather Khalif Raymond, who I think would have higher contingent upside if there was an injury in his offense versus if there's an injury in Arizona's offense with Greg Dortch. Dude, Drake May always falls, doesn't get drafted when you're not trying to draft, like, when you don't need him. These guys go undrafted, of course. Alright, let's take a quick peek at these. That was draft number 39. We'll be doing draft number 40 tonight. Nick at the 3 spot with Lamar and Bryce Young. I like that combo. K-Walk at 75, Zach Moss, Mostert, Corum, Lloyd, and Ray Davis. I like the RB room. Brings in 3 rookies here. Have you come around to the Mostert click, Nick? Because you were against it the last time we spoke. Chase Adams, Mike Evans for the week 17 correlation with Deontay Johnson stack, Myers, Mooney, Douglas, DJ Chark, Duke, Kincaid, and Jonnu is a fun stack. Jonnu at 16% for me. Yeah, this is just a well-balanced squad. Still clicking pop. I like the pop click now at the range he goes in. It's basically like all the receivers are gone at that point. DMO, nice draft, Nick. Nice draft. DMO at 5. Tua, Goff, and Deshaun. I get wanting to have like a higher upside potential QB. At pick 173, the opportunity cost isn't that high, and I think he ends up correlating the shit out of it. Like he has a double in Miami between 2 RBs. Interesting. Um, yeah, this is just fucking 4 receivers for Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, stacked up Amon-Ra, stacked up Jalen Waddle, has 3 bringbacks in this Cleveland, Miami game, week 17. Yes, it's a fun one. Super, super correlated. San Fran correlation for week 16 with Tua. Yeah, Goff, Ricky Pearsall, week 17 as well. Ultra correlated for the playoffs. Logan at 7 with Love and Carr, so maybe a little better at QB here, but Carr is someone that there's no way I have 0. There's no way I have 0 Carr BBM. Tell me this isn't a thing. Like he's still his ADP is 200, like, it's not hard to catch up to 8% plus, but he's someone that's just, like, the price is so wrong. Like, I probably will attribute it to my lack of Olave, though. So 8% in all drafts. I've I have 1 share. That's gotta go up. 2%, 2.4% for 1 share, so I need 3 more shares to basically 10% this time. And that's the thing with early drafts, being able to see your exposures, being able to adjust before it's too late, before you get 100 drafts in, it's like, "Fuck, like, why am I so low on a guy that I think's a good value?" And I do think Derek Carr could be a freaking pretty solid value at QB for his current price. Bijan, Pacheco, Stevenson, Chase Brown, and Evan Hull. Deebo, Reed, Ladd, Tyler Conklin, Shakir Burton, Troy Franklin, Demarcus Robinson, A.T. Perry with Laporta and Henry. I like the tight end combo. Tyler Lockett, our wide receiver 4. It's an interesting mix you have here. Like, I like a decent amount of these guys. The QBs might be a little light for upside, but Love is fine. You have him with Reed. Um, Single stack with Carr probably feels the worst, but I'm curious, are you guys clicking Jawan Johnson in the 18th? 'Cause I mixed him in a few puppies today. I believe it was just 18th round clicks. It just feels when you have Carr, it just feels like pretty free correlation there at the end. But I like the RB room. I like the tight ends. Laporta, Henry. Dude, my Henry's at 39%. I remember being BM'd super hard for grabbing Laporta too in my first, one of my early BBMs. It was just my first share of him. Like, literally got comments on videos like, "Stopped watching after Laporta click." It's before I had the exposures up, so they just think I was Laporta slap. Alright, +4 to get into this draft. Yeah. So and that can happen, especially with a player like Carr, like, you don't really want to be grabbing Carr without pass catchers. If he does have that season where he becomes a good value, like, you're probably gonna want his pass catchers. This is gonna be an interesting room too. Holy shit. The badgeless are out and thriving. We got Bry as our draft neighbor at pick 5. Shout out to Jay Strez at 9, Logan at 10, Connor at 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 badgeless in here. It is harder to land the plane in badgeless rooms. That's without a doubt true. Man, it's been a tough go at trying to get CeeDee Lamb at pick 2. Like, it's been a tough, tough go, fellas. One one time, one time. Like, and it's not like I'm getting a lot of one spots where I can afford to, like, give up some of my CMC exposure to grab Lamb. But yeah, pick 1, 2, 3 has been rough for us, and then just grabbing a lot of 7, 8s here. I'm gonna mix in some of these pick 7, pick 8 into more AJ Brown as well. So having a plan for your first round is nice. You can't always control what happens though, which kinda sucks. Let's go 3 subs away from 16 hundy. Oh shit. Oh shit. We're just gonna go by ADP here. Chase team, which feels good because our hope is to get Burrow at 93. That's gonna be the hope. See what Bry does. Brian Otto early to start this draft. JJ. Had 20% Shaheed until he rose, so I've chilled. I don't necessarily love the Shaheed price. I might be in the minority here. I'm going to have a good amount of Shaheed just because of the type of player he is and just wide receivers falling off. I'm gonna be in that, you know, 8% plus range. I've gotta chill in the Shakir click. And then Palmer, what what sucks is in every other contest, my Palmer exposure is so high, but, not getting it as much in BBMs. Yeah, I'm at 14% in other contests post NFL draft, so to be at 5% in BBM sort of, in my opinion, sucks, but Space Needle brings in Brees, Monroe goes at 7 in this one, Puka at 9. We have Puka ranked behind AJ Brown, behind Garrett Wilson. Connor brings in Wilson at 11. Connor, how many BBMs are you through right now? This is gonna be number 40 for us, and I wanna do a portfolio video tomorrow. Let's see. Drake London off the board with Harrison. It's fun. Dude, this is number 40 for both of us. That's wild. Puka behind Garrett Wilson is criminal. Garrett Wilson should be in the middle of the second. I don't know, dude. Garrett Wilson, if Rodgers stays healthy, he's gonna fucking eat. Who else is there that's gonna stop Garrett Wilson? Like, who's gonna be taking targets away from Garrett Wilson? Ah, nice. Nice. Are they still doing the giveaways for the cardio club? I did it last year. I didn't get to it this year. Let's see who we get at 21 here. Let me actually pull up my Chase, Jamar Chase, ton of Rashawn, ton of Stevenson, Burrow, Burton, which I don't mind. Pacheco, so chill off Pacheco here. Cooper. These I'm not worried about because I'm so early in. Just wanna make sure there's no round 2 guy that I'm at, like, 50%. Yeah, Olave would have been nice at 21, but so is life. We'll bring in Jalen Waddle here at pick 21. It'd be really nice to get Cleveland correlation with this team, having the week 16 and 17 against Miami and Cincy. That's a bonus between these 2 players. Dylan in the house, what's up, brother? Giveaways up to 50, yeah, like hats, shirts, and the whole 9. Meat says at 57 BBMs now getting into 58 tonight. Nice. Who do we want at pick 28? I wouldn't mind. I don't think Barkley's gonna be on the board, right? Like, I mean, these guys already passed on Barkley once, so maybe there's a chance. But we're getting one of these 4, and that feels pretty good here. That feels pretty good here. In successfully fading the Kyron, 0 shares in BBM so far, feels really fucking good as one of the biggest ballers in a price point range where he was going in the middle of the second. Feels really good for the portfolio, the early portfolio, and for the pounders that, you know, pay for the Patreon, pay for the Maxer on YouTube memberships for the CSV guide. Do it for them. I do it for them. Oh, it doesn't matter which one we go. Can we get can we get Jalen Hurts at 45? And do we bump Smith because of that? It would mean Logan passing on Hurts twice. I don't know which one it's gonna click. The delay is wild. Alright, it goes Smith, it goes Smith. There must be a shit ton of Underdog tonight because my connection is full, and that was like a 7-second delay on the click. We'll bring in Devonta Smith here. Do it for Johnny. Number 60 for Jay Strez. Najee at my heaviest at 30%. Logan says, "Sorry, bud." Yeah, I don't mind. Like, I'll gladly bring in Lamar Jackson there too, so we'll have to see what comes back to us. Brian with another 3 wide receiver start, famous for at least 4 wide receivers in a row, almost every draft. Pittman off at 31. Najee, easy smash this year. Yeah, it does seem like from a value perspective, in that range, especially where he goes, just being a pretty easy click. I'm at 21% myself. Sam Laporta off at 33 to the Puka Ayuk start. Jalen Hurts, Gibbs, AJ Brown, so doesn't even risk it, grabs him at 34. Connor bringing in the Lamar Zay Flowers on the back of the board, guaranteed. Trying to middle ground being a CLV bro and being an info bro. What about an infomercial bro? Kyron Falls at 36 here. Oh, it goes Josh Allen. Alright, alright, alright. Kyron at 36. Almost where we have him ranked. Almost. I would have taken him at 36. I would have caved there in my first share, I admit. I love this rank coming back. Receiver seems to fall off like a cliff after Terry. So getting that 4th receiver feels pretty important here. Need more Godwin. Alright. Let's see what these boys wanna do. See what these boys wanna do. This guy goes double RB with Breece Hall, JT brings in Diggs and Travis Kelce, Logan with AJ Brown, Gibbs, Jalen Hurts, T. Hicks, Conway, Garrett Wilson, Nico, Zay Flowers, and Josh Allen. Amari Cooper off. That would've been nice for us with the Cleveland, but other options with, like, Njoku. We said we're gonna do it. Let's bring in Lamar here. We can try to get Andrews. Pacheco would be fine, McLaurin would be fine. Even Kincaid. This is probably what it looks like for us. I really hope we get one of these 3. Thomas, what's up, baby? GM, GM. Yeah. It's just tough, right? Like, yeah, so once you get to 75, it'll be around camp reports start to come out. It's tough to plan to do 100 plus drafts in August and not just burn yourself out with wanting to get into other drafts as well, not just BBM. Yeah, we complete the stack here with Andrews and Lamar. Keep it simple. But yeah, wanting to do other drafts. So I think being at 40 is fine. It's basically on fill rate with the contest, 27%, 28%. Yeah, we're at 26% of the 150. So just I think that's another and that's what I'm trying to do this year is kinda smarten up with how I want to fill these contests and at what rate. But yeah, Bry going 5 receivers here in a row. That's another thing, keeping note on other drafters in the draft room and their strategy that they use can sorta help you with who you're going to pick. Little tells at the poker table. Little tells. If you guys are just joining us, go down, slap the like on the live stream. Back from vacay. The grind is, it's only beginning because July, August are gonna be crazy months, especially with player movement. So develop notifications for when we go live. Get into these live drafts with us. Jaden Reed off the board at 56, Ridley off at 57. After Godwin goes off here, in my opinion, gets a little shaky. If you have Mahomes, Worthy's fine. Logan trying to put himself in wide receiver hell again after he says, "Trying to do this draft and make sure I don't get hit by a tornado." Uh-oh. CLN, I'm saving 70 or 80 for for August myself on DK and Underdog. Yeah, there's only so much time, especially, like, for me with the kiddo, like, I have to know 3 a day is reasonable, but am I only gonna be drafting BBM in August and then with the content schedule too? If that 24-hour live stream hits, which we're on pace, can show you the numbies. 227 subs in the last 28 days. If we even lost 30% of that, we would still hit it. So if you guys aren't subscribed yet, if you guys are watching on Twitter, sign into the YouTube machine, hit the link, hit the subscribe. It's gonna help us get to that 2K goal. Addison off the board at 61. Chris Godwin off at 62 to Connor squad. Dodging a tornado and a wide receiver avalanche at the same time is just a natural disaster you don't wanna be in. It's a bad it's a movie that doesn't end the way you think it does. Dude, Fantasy Football Garage, taking time off from work in August just to draft. This is the type of dedication we need. Alright. Someone draft these QBs. Get these guys off the board. The mix and click sticking out to me as a week 17 bring back. Obviously, leveraging the wide receivers in Houston would feel good as well. Kittle, I'm starting to slow up a little bit on. It seems like he's close to where he was after he lost the weight with the core muscle surgery, but, injury, I should say. Yeah, it's we've seen him fall a little bit in recent days, so starting to slow up just a tad and maybe grabbing some of these receivers ahead of him. I feel like I could push receiver a little bit with these 3 guys behind me, but maybe not the smartest thing to do. Let's see what Brian goes O'Dunes. If I get one of these 2, I really feel like I need one of these 2, though. That's what's scary about going, "Alright, let's go Rice here. Let's go Rice here." They both have all 3 of these guys have 2 RBs. That's what we're gonna chop this up to. All 3 of these guys have 2 RBs. I have a better chance to get Mixon back than I do Rashee Rice. Even though some people just not draft Rice because of the unknown. Stroud goes to 71. So let's see if we did this right. If I get 2 of the guys I want, I'll be ecstatic. Powers out. Uh-oh. Switch to the phone. Guys at Johnson off. We're not getting Mixon at 76. There's no way a correlated Mixon at 76. It's not happening. It's not happening. Come on, Herm. Is he just on no, he's not on auto. The delay's killing me, UD. The delay's killing me. 18% Kittle, 18% Ingram. Come on. Come on, they're making us sweat for it too. Fuck. I don't even blame them. Kind of a gross mini between Mixon and Pacheco week 16, but we got our 4 receivers. It was the safer thing to do. Dude, Kittle at 76, like, fuck. We're just doing it. We're going we're going double. double elite. Kittle at 76, even if he does start a little slow, like, this is a wild. 0 RB team inc. Probably double tapping RB here if I had to guess, probably double tapping receiver here. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. Alright. I'm grabbing a beer. I'm going to need a beer after that. I'm going to need a beer. 2 subs away from 1,600. If we're at 1,600 subs when we get back, we'll drop a YouTube membership for the subscribers in the live chat. BRP. No Cat, what's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, he's gonna fall. Yeah, but he's put on. I believe he's put most of that weight back on. The news will scare people, but when you're drafting Kittle, you're drafting him for the end of season upside anyways. 76 for Kittle. I'm a sucker. I'm sorry. Week 16 correlation with Waddle too. I'm the sucker in this one. I can't help it. Are you gonna dip him below Ingram? I guess you could you dip him below Ferguson? It's tough. That's tough for me to see, both of those guys. Yeah, the note on Kittle is, lost nearly 30 pounds at the beginning of the offseason while rehabbing injuries. Kittle had core muscle surgery after the Super Bowl, recovering from shoulder and injuries. Motherfucker's tough, like, playing playing ball, all sorts of banged up. So, he said he's almost back to 100%, has regained most of the lost weight, but he still needs to add about 10 pounds. He's got 78 days. That's nothing for guys that are being literally the food cooked for them, the workout plans there, like, gain 10 pounds. Of course, it's good weight. Good weight's obviously tougher to gain, but, there's no doubt in my mind, even if he starts slow 2, 3, 4 weeks, like, whatever it is, like, I'm good with pick 76 for Kittle. David Montgomery at 77, Stevenson at 78, JMO at 79. Man, can't do the JMO click yet, boys. I haven't been able to stomach it yet. Careful falls to 80 in this one. Najee 81, Ingram, Aaron Jones, Zach Moss, Jalen, so double tap and RB here for the 12 spot. Brings in Curtis Samuel at 86. Ooh, interest. But has Josh Allen. Okay. We'll see if he's also clicking Shakir. Logan with back-to-back drafts with Tyler Lockett in the 90 range. Alvin Kamara at 89. See what Bry's got. Bry's got Demont, 6 receivers. The Chicago double. The Chicago triple. Oh, the pressure's on. Do we just go Caleb for the bit? Sutton off the board? Pick 117, 122. Caleb Prescott. Yeah. No, he needs more. We need more Chicago correlation for, Bryant's. We need more Chicago correlation. Obviously, when we get Ferguson falling back to us at 93, like, that immediately makes me, like, not love the Mark Andrews click, to be honest. But let's go James Conner here. We're up in 6 picks. See what these guys do. The badgeless scaries. The badgeless scaries. And not all. Let's see how they've been doing. Good starts for both. I like both teams. Seawat at 70, interest. We'll take there. Kyler at 75. Let's see what his ADP's at. Basically 81. Gets J Ferg at 94, which is nice. We could go Mostert, we could go Zamir White. Shahid's off the board. I wanna pad this team with players like Palmer or Myers. If Rashee Rice was to get 6 games, we would need to cover Waddle week 6 as well. Whoa. Whoa. The Palmer full round reach up. Dude, look at Joe Burrow slide, man. Look at Joe Burrow slide. He goes, "No Burrow." Ah, God, it's just gonna put us in such a shit spot. It's gonna put us in such a shit spot, but we might just have to try. This dude's gonna auto him. Just fucking send it. We got Chase. Let's send it. Yikes. With two early tight ends, 2 QBs by pick 100. This I'm gonna need a reach around after this one. Thi Josh is here for it. He wants to see some weird shit. This is gonna be a recovery. Coming back to us at 117, 124. One of them, I'm looking at, like, one of Myers. Maybe this is a Wicks team. One of those 2 would be good. We could even bring in Josh Downs. I wouldn't mind the reach up there, and then bringing in 1 RB in that range as well. We're probably gonna have to, like, rinse, repeat through this as well with 1 receiver, 1 running back at 141, 148. But let's see what falls to us. Let's see what falls to us. Is Cooks dead? No. Pivot time. Oh, no, this is gonna be that could be fuck time. Alright. Did we hit the 16 handy? Oh, we're at 15.99. One more sub, we'll give out a YouTube membership. I said before we're back, but guess what? Man of the people. We'll give away a YouTube membership to win it. Let's just get it ready. Don't worry, Rice is gonna beat the case. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. I want to be at a minimum. I want to be at 8% plus of Rashee Rice, just in case of even if he gets 4 games, even if he gets, let's say, 6 games, and he appeals down and he gets, like, 5, whatever it may be. It's in that range. If it's not 8 plus, probably ends up being a pretty good pick. But you do have to build accordingly when you have Rice. This is a little tougher with a bye week 6 player, with a bye week 5 player. This could actually, like in a way, this would probably be a team that advances less with this combination of players, which could be a good thing if you can advance it. But if he gets 5 or 6 games and you're missing bye weeks with a few of these early guys, that could definitely hurt your advance rates. There's different ways I usually build out rice. This is not one of them, but oh shit, here it goes. Boys, we hit 1,600. I appreciate you guys all coming out supporting the stream. Support me. Here we go. We're gifting one in 5, 4, 3, 2. Did the stream stop? 1. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. See who gets it. Man, let's go. All caps. Get your guys. Get your guys. I don't think he said it yet today. He's just been lurking in the background. Dude's just been lurking in the background. I fucking love this range that's coming to us. If we can get one of these RBs, we feel good about it. Dude, Fantasy Football Garage dropped one. Appreciate you, man. Jay Strez. Jay Strez gets rewarded in the 9 spot with the membership. Let's go. Bry needs Caleb here. Bry is literally his butthole is clenched so incredibly tight. No, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this thing where we just start sniping the guys that are queued. Go away. Go away. We're not doing this right now. No, my God. We're doing it. We're actually don't you guys like Javonte Williams? Don't you guys like Javonte? Bry's got a triple stack in Chicago. If this man doesn't go Caleb Williams right here. Um, to me, it's Myers. To me, it's Myers. And then it's one of these 2. Yeah, Josh says, "I think the thinner wide receiver teams will benefit the most from advancing Rice." Agreed, though harder to do. Agreed. It's tough when your team's thin at RB and receiver if Rice were to get suspended for more than 6 games. Like, you really like, this team would really have to ping pong. And being aware that it's probably not the best advance rate team, it would have to really ping pong, like, spike weeks between QBs and tight ends to benefit, but we could get weeks where tight end hits the flex on this team too. Why do you draft Myers? I honestly think he could just be a good player to pad some of these early bye weeks, as well as, if Rice were to get whatever, 5, 6 games, like, we're gonna need a pretty decent floor guy, and Myers shown that he could have spike weeks as well. Like, he's just a good receiver. Draft good guys. Oh, geez. It's getting close to where I would draft Javonte my first share. God, is this the first Javonte share? Man, I mean, it may as well be with this team, may as well be. Yeah, the week 17 correlation, it's meant to be. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. We need it to be true though for the for the narrative of this team that he does not just get 40% of the work share. Josh likes Williams at 124 here. There's no way. Is this really my first James Conner share too in BBM? Keeping track of these BBM exposures is gonna be important for me. Yeah, it is, which is insane because we're at 12.5% in all of the contests, including that's including BBM, which is 40 draft. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is to be a markdown with an asterisk, boys. This draft is getting an asterisk, 100%, 100%. Connor brings in Mike Willie at 110. This is probably gonna end up being a 2.682, like, pretty simply. I don't even think like 2.772 doesn't really make sense. So 2.682. We're done in QB, we're done in tight end. We have a shit ton of time to just pad RB and receiver. I'm comfortable with this receiver group. Like, if I can get Rice 3 games this Remember where Rice was going though before the bullshit? Like, he was going around pick, like, 24, 25. It was early in the That's probably the best case for Kelsey is if he gets a longer suspension, but if Rice only gets, like, 3 to 4 games, I would think Kelsey would take a hit, like, behind this group here, in my opinion, but Jerome Ford off the board at 132, 0.551. Is this guy on auto? What's happening? He goes Cousins at 133, not on auto. Carr brings in Dalton Schultz at 131, and then Leggett. Leggett's fun for this team. Brings in his first rookie receiver, has a shit ton of other receivers to pad it. Nice. Nice. Oh, we've been scammed. Boys, we've been scammed. Someone's gotta call. Someone's gotta call 911. We're back to 15.99. We've been scammed for YouTube membership. I'm just kidding. Okay. I got him at the 2-3 turn, the biggest board, but I also got round 5 flowers, so it works out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's tough to plan on your guys getting in accidents and driving away. I will say we didn't have that baked in, but I Adam, shout out to Adam. He's really good with, like, just diving into players' like, personal lives, and, even some of the fun I think early on Rice in college was, there were some potential character issues, so we need to hit this range so hard. I need 3 picks in this range. In order to recover, I need 3 picks in this range, and one of them had to be Kendra, so I'm already feeling worse about it. Ugh, god damn. The drafts have been tough tonight. It's probably because I drove 12 hours with a one-year-old on the way back from Virginia. Um, are they gonna reach down for Burton? Can I just safely grab Lloyd here or Dowdle? If they randomly snipe Burton, like, just handshake, like, "Good game. I resign. Good game." I'm gonna go Lloyd because I love him, but I need QB2 outs. Makes sense. I think that's smart way of thinking as well, like, knowing when your QBs with your teams are either drafted early rounds or whatever it may be, but Yeah, having Josh Allen is tough sharing a bye week with Rodgers, right? Yeah, both bye week 12. Ah, yeah, the estimate draft is interesting, right? It could mean a few things. It shouldn't mean that there's a lack of confidence in McLaughlin. They could just be wanting to get younger and maybe planning to not renew Javonte when the contract's up. That's a possibility, which is also not a good sign for Javonte. I'm just like, I would be fine if I ended up with, like, 0 Javonte this season, but 14 picks here, week 17 correlation, make I think you can make a reasonable situation where you would draft them, even if it's a player you're fading. Dotson off the board at 147. We're gonna bring in the double here with Burton. Up in 16 picks. So far, we have a 2-3-6-2 with James Conner, Javonte Williams, Lloyd. We might have to double tap RB in that next range. 165, 172. Let's have a peek. 165, 172. We're basically hoping God, I mean, Jaleel would be I don't think he's gonna be there, but 2 of these guys would be nice. 165. Ugh. You look at the receivers, and it's just like, that's why I'd rather be drafting RBs in that range than receivers. So that's why we put them there. Um, we just pray we're correct here, and hopefully Burton has a decent role by week 6. Yeah, I've been big on Stevenson since I mean, since the big board. This who knows? Like, is there a chance that it's delayed to, like, the middle of the season? That would be fucked, but they have more than enough time to get it situated. It happened early enough in the off season, but we've seen delays before, so it could depend on when the courts settle that out, so it's really tough to know. Yeah, I like Stevenson, and it's a bet on an offense that is priced cheaper because of last year. It's like the Titans. It's like Carolina, so Chargers are even there. Chargers are relatively cheap too. I think under May is really where you're gonna see Stevenson shine. Hunter Henry, I think is just gonna hit the whole season. I think he's gonna be great under Brissett early. I think he's gonna be great under May as well. Let me pull up analog snap counts. Let me pull something up. What's interesting with Henry, right, is even with Gesicki there, being the clear alpha tight end, and now Gesicki moving on, they draft a rookie, but, I mean, pretty guaranteed to be 80% snap count guy, which in my opinion is at this price range is pretty good. What do you think about the division stack since they play 2 times a year and you'd only have those guys on your team? I think this is more of a strategy for I mean, we know what the playoff week schedules are. Um, so I think it's more more of a strategy for weekly winners where you're getting those matchups and you hope they blow up. You know you're getting 2 of them in most cases, and then it's a big strategy for before we get the schedule too. I think those are the best 2 uses for that strategy. Right now, I'm not gonna care if they play week 2 in week, 12 when we know the playoff schedules. McLaughlin off the board. Give me one of these 2 RBs, please. But Vidal's there too. It's just Vidal's sort of sketchy in my opinion. Could just be a 0. It's he could just be a 0. Sort of slowed up a little bit. I was drafting a little bit of Vidal early, and then he rose to 160. It's like it's a little tougher for me. Bucky off the board, I would be completely okay with going both of these RBs here, Gibson and Chuba. See what happens. Oh, different drafts like Marathon. I think Marathon would make a little more sense as well. I think Marathon would make a little more sense too because, obviously, the playoff schedule doesn't matter. Every week is weighted evenly, but I'd be curious to know what the numbers are on division games, right, compared to games outside your division and scoring and spreads. Someone could probably ask AI. If anyone has a, like, advanced AI, you could probably ask it this question. Do those games go historically over the spread or under the spread? Games in division versus outside. Dobbins is done. I love this. Alright, here we go, here we go. Here's the case. Here's the case for Doll. Dobbins is done. Edwards is 29. Never had 200 carries in a season. Someone in LA is gonna have to do something pretty significant. If not Vidal, who? That's wild. That's wild. The late Khalil Herbert ad. No, I'm just kidding. I can't. But marathon is for best ball beginners. Oh, shit. Yeah, that one just made me sweat. That's funny. Alright, both those RBs are off. What if I just say, "Fuck this range"? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're gonna need one more RB anyways. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I have a plan. It's all up here, though. It's all up here. Filler breaking hearts? Oh my god. Isaiah, he always seems to. He always seems to, even if it's just temporary. Even if it's only just temporary. Wandale off at 175, and he's been consistently rising. I think people think he's gonna be the clear number 2, but I'm not completely certain with the Giants. And it's gonna depend on how they use neighbors as well. 'Cause I personally, I don't mind Wanda. I like him as a player. I do think he's, as Davis Maddox would say, he's got that dog in him. I completely agree. But it's gonna depend on how this team uses neighbors. So I have been mixing in a lot more Hyatt on the back. Slayton, I have a lot of Slayton in weekly winners, not as much in BBM. There it is. Dad, where were you? I was calling for you. You won a YouTube membership. Wandale about to blow. You have more of a chance to win marathon than BBM. Well, yeah, it's probably just because of number of entrants. I don't mind the marathon contest. I think you have a bigger edge if you do those style drafts, like, on drafters, and then Underdog randomly drops a contest that is a drafters styled contest that every week is weighted the same, like a cash game, but just deep field tournament style. Um, Drafting against just people on Underdog that are not used to that style, I would prefer to do that than go over to drafters and draft against people that only draft in, season-long week 1 to 17 flat format. Connor brings in Brandon Allen at 179. Yeah, I didn't necessarily think he was gonna fall back to us, although we need one more RB for this build. Yikes. The RBs got away from us, but again, 2 QBs, 2 tight ends within pick 100. We knew what we were doing when we went Joe Burrow at pick 100. Josh tempted us in the chat with the, "No Burrow?" It's like equivalent to the, "You up?" text, like, "No Burrow here at pick 100? You're not even gonna think about it?" Yes, we'll bring in Burrow at 100 at Chase and fucking hope we hit a lottery at RB, which is fine. If my team's gonna look weak anywhere, I want it to look weak at RB. I think the argument for Wandale is not just like Daniel Jones. Um, I don't even necessarily think he has a bad deep ball. I just think he doesn't have time to throw. But, they have really no tight end that's gonna soak up a lot of targets in the middle of the field, so there could be room for, Wandale and Neighbors. But Neighbors played a lot of snaps in the slot, but he can be moved around. He was moved around a lot in college, and that's how he was successful. Ah, the McMillan click, my man. Okay. We were planning on one on Tracy as well. Let's see. Likely off the board. Yeah, please get the tight ends off the board. Bri, what are we doing here, man? You got Caleb Williams at QB. You're probably looking at, is Derek Carr still there? He goes Baker. Derek Carr's still there. Is this where we mix in Mims? No. This is where we bring in Devontae Walker. But can we go Elijah Mitchell first? We're gonna try. Let's go Elijah Mitchell first and hope we get one of these 2. 2 of these, well, one team's at 3 RB, so but with McCaffrey, so he probably wasn't going. Alright, we need Devontae. Pray. Now it's just come down to, you gotta pray, pray. 2, 6, 6, 2. We can end this with 2 receivers or 1. Where's Robinson go nowadays? 176 he went in this draft? No way, dude. God damn. His ADP is still rising. That's crazy. I don't hate it, like, he brings in 2 rookies too, like, he has a 3rd rookie, 4 rookies. God, this team's dead. This team, never mind, team's dead. Got, like, no early receivers. Dameon Pierce off the board. I know, I know. I thought McMillies was gonna be there for my pick here at 189. We get Devontae. We successfully push a player tonight, Jesus. It was like, I don't know why it's so hard today to get the stats, but we get our double here with, Devontae Walker and Mark Andrews. We got our double in Cincy with Chase and Burton. Gonna bring back with Javonte, first Javonte share, 14 picks after ADP correlated. Some reason it doesn't feel the best. Daniel Jones goes off the board, McCarthy goes off the board. So Bry brings in McCarthy here. Wonder if he's also gonna bring in the 3rd QB with Carr if he's available. I had to guess. I think that's what he'd be doing. Then with the wrench, man, put that thing you gotta lower that thing. You can't just jump into the stream with that thing out. Relax. 105 in the live stream. Let's get to 105 likes. The math there is really good, Ben, I will say. Maybe we're gonna have to give our moves calculators next to their names. That is some clean math. Out of the shit comes a flower. Chuba Hubbard, I think, fits certain builds where you're trying to maybe pad some of the early season woes with maybe you have more rookies or maybe you have players that are injured while Brooks is returning. I also like the chance of maybe, like, what if Brooks re-injures the knee? Like, I'm definitely gonna have a good amount of Chuba. That's something I need to get up. I like that. Let me see. Yeah, we're at 9% for post NFL, but I've been coming around to the Chuba click, and I just think he fits certain builds better than others. Chase Waddle Smith, Bryce Myers, Burton, Devontae Walker. Yeah, we need one more piece here. We need James Conner to be that guy, and Javonte Williams to not suck. That's tough. Those 2 bets, both hitting, both tough. Do I go May or Carr? I would I would definitely say I would definitely say Carr just because of what you have invested in Olave. And you have the bring back too with Samir White week 17. For me, that's easily Carr for me. Bright H says, asking chat. Do you guys think he goes Derek Carr, Drake May with 2 rookie QBs too? You might not even get the decision might be made for you. This guy's got 1 QB here. The decision could be made for you. Jay says big tight end run. Chig, Juwan, Dawson Knox, Colby Parkinson, Jonnu. How does Jonnu go after this group? Oh my god. So wild. How does Jonnu go after this group? Ben Sinnott fell to 183 in this draft. Jelani went at 199 to a non-A-rich drafter, just like, this guy's gotta bring in a QB. What's he doing at QB? He's going Drake May. Watch this guy bring in his 4th QB, and it's Derek Carr. Yeah, but for the build, probably Carr. I agree. Alright, Tolbert here is fine. Elijah Moore's there's been a little bit of negative FUD about Elijah Moore. We'll bring in Khalif here. We'll get a little Detroit piece. We'll get a Detroit piece. It's that week 17 mini between Khalif Raymond and George Kittle that you need. Don't you know? Don't you know? With the Elijah Mitchell. This was definitely this was I blame Josh. Josh, where are you? the Joe Burrow pick. Now what do we do at QB? Oh, get a late Tua, and then we get another RB where we go Joe. So we'll have to circle back. He falls to pick 100. It's definitely the trap pick, but it's worth trying to make it work. We're gonna need some serious ping-ponging weeks between elite QBs and elite tight ends. And is Joe Burrow, like this isn't even like an elite price at pick 100. It's like middle round. It is middle round QB, so it's not double elite. So we end up with Lamar, Joe Burrow, James Conner, Javonte Williams, Marshawn Lloyd, Antonio Gibson, Rashawn Johnson, Elijah Mitchell, Chase Waddle, Devonta Smith, Rice, Myers, Burton, Devontae Walker, Khalif Raymond, Andrews, and Kittle. We need Rice back ASAP for this team, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna have to mark this one. Josh, I'm gonna mark this one down. Peer pressure from Josh Cooper, 100%. If Burrow wins you 1.5 million, yeah, I'll send you to Hawaii. I'll send you to Hawaii. That's on badge. That's on the badge bros. That's on the YouTubes. Caleb, JJ McCarthy, Derek Carr. I like this. I like this combo here of 3 QBs. Derek Carr is like the perfect fit for this squad. He ends up correlating Olave. He's got the bring back with the Week 17 matchup in white dome game. Beautiful, looking beautiful. Caleb McCarthy. He's got his. Now maybe you went overboard, bro. Like you went a little overboard with Chicago, bringing in the quad stack here, bringing in the quad stack because one of these picks have to be very fucking bad. Just one of them has to be bad. It's just it's math. It's math. Unless Caleb spreads the ball evenly, even if he did, DJ Moore would be the bad pick because he picked 29. One of these picks has to be bad. I'm okay with going 2 out of 3, but I think 3 out of 3, you're really losing not only just single game, you're losing single game upside where other teams are gonna have the player that goes off, or if it's 2 players, they're gonna have the 2 players that go off plus 1, wherever that guy is, whether it's a 3rd round pick, if DJ Moore is it's his off week, or if it's Keenan Allen's off week, another 5th round pick. That's where I would push back against the quad stack. He goes, "You forgot about my RBs. He's got fucking 5." No. He's doing a bit and went too far. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Like, this is wild. Montgomery, Swift, White, Chase Brown. I like the RB room. I don't mind stopping at 5 here. It's nice. Jefferson, Olave, DJ Moore, Kirk, Allen Dunes, Baker. I mean, it could work. It's just goddamn on Chicago down weeks, like, could be looking pretty rough. It could be looking pretty rough with Jefferson, Olave, Kirk, and just Baker. Kmet, Hawkinson, and Henry. I'm fine with the 3 tight ends at this price. I think that's completely fine. Interesting draft from Bry. Interesting draft from Bry. Chase Drez in the 9 spot also went 3 QB, 3-5-8-2. Purdy, Levis, and Wilson. Henry, Harris, Brooks, Benson, and Herbert. I like the RB room. I like the RB room. Puka, Ayuk, Ridley. McConkey, Brandon Cooks, Ricky Pearsall, Wilson, Corley. He's got correlation with all 3 QBs. He's got the bring back week 17 with Purdy, Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall double. The Laporta bring back. And then Shiggy stacked with Calvin Ridley for the double stack with Levis. I mean, it's well correlated. 3 rookies, 4 rookies, which is kind of tough when you have spike week guys like Brandon Cooks who could disappear. I would like to see one more piece that can sort of pad this team until I mean, either that or you're just betting on, like, Ladd having an early roll, which I think is fine. The pick 69, at pick 64, you're already playing him having an early role, even though he's quote unquote a rookie. So I'm okay with that. And then you probably need 2 of these 4 guys to hit, I would say. It's a nice squad. Connor in the oh, I skipped over Logan. Logan at 10. Oh, dear. Oh, 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 dear. Are we showing off to the girlfriend our expected point totals here? 4 QBs with Jalen Hurts? What what happened? Oh, dear. He fell asleep. Yo, he fell asleep. Logan fell asleep. No, he didn't. This is before ADP. Logan, where are you? Logan, where are you? I'm gonna send you the link in the live stream. You have to explain yourself. Does he just have the rank? Does he just have ranks up? That's the only thing that makes sense. I've never seen Logan draft a team like this, and he's not responding, which I don't think he would anyways. But, that's wicked funny. Yeah, he must have just had ranks up and, he went on auto. He went to bed. Yeah, he's got major Z's right now. Major Z's in the chat. Gotta set limits. Oh, it would be nice if Underdog let you set, uh, like, advanced search, advanced limits, like, if I have 1 QB by pick 60, 65, wherever you wanna put Stroud, stop at 2. If you could set advance, stuff like that, that'd be nice, I think that would actually probably make some sites, like, obsolete, but, yeah, like, an advanced autopilot. It's not far off from the limits right now. Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield with Cook, Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, Dowdle, Allen, Keaton Mitchell, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin, Chris Samuel, Mike Williams, and Legette, Schultz, and Knox. I'm cool with that. I don't I still I'm still mixing in a little bit of Keaton myself when it makes sense. 3 RBs by Pollard seems like enough carries, and then Dowdle seems like a good spot to do this. I like the QB pairing, correlated both. Week 17 bringbacks with Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams in this Buffalo game. Double stacked. He brings in Knox too, a little leverage off of Kincaid. Good team from Connor. Good team. Pick 11's not the back's not the easiest. Curious, Connor, if Drake London's available there, you going Drake London with Garrett Wilson, both by week 12? Ben says positional limit screwed me the other day. I queued a QB3 tongue twist 10 times fast. In round 18, but forgot I had positional limit set to 2, and then drafted like Tyler Boyd guaranteed. I go Drake London a lot, been switching up with Nico. Yeah, I don't mind pulling Nico up there. It's just I'm not gonna have a lot of Nico this year. I think that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But appreciate you guys coming out. 2:04 in the live stream. If you guys could drop a like on the way out if you enjoyed tonight's live stream, hit the sub. We're on the way to 2K subs for a 24-hour live stream. It's gonna happen, but we need your help. So leave a comment after if you guys have time. I appreciate you coming out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good night. Pounders.